All right, everybody, welcome to the second secret course we're doing, how to launch your YouTube videos. And man, you guys, I can't believe how much time I've had to put into this already. I hope you appreciate it. I hope you benefit from it. I mean, hours. And here's the thing that's freaking me out. This is the basic version. Like, I couldn't get into the real deep stuff. And I couldn't get into all the softwares that could be used and everything. It actually freaked me out. I didn't realize even I knew this much about YouTube and launching videos and advertising and things like that when it comes to this platform. I literally think I could make a 20-hour course on this alone. It's insane. Anyhow, get your pens and pencils. Get ready to take some notes. We're going to try to move through this as fast as we can, as fast as humanly possible. But it's a lot. It's going to be like drinking from a fire hose. So get ready. So one of the things that surprises me still is how many artists I talk to who don't know who their avatar is, who don't know who their perfect customer is, who don't know who likes their music, who digs their music, who their true fan base is, or even who they're making music for. They know kind of somewhat of a direction they want to go. They want to know what they want to stay away from. But it's important for you guys, before you can be able to build a fan base or be able to do any type of advertising and building a true fan base, you gotta know who your avatar is. Who is the person that embodies your perfect customer? Now, here's the thing. Whenever I talk to gym owners, right, they're like, well, everybody's my customer because everybody wants to lose weight. Everybody. No, that's not true, because how a senior citizen loses weight is much different than a gym rat bodybuilder versus a overweight house soccer mom versus a handicapped person. I mean, there's all kinds of sub niches. So just to say, well, anybody who likes good music or likes hip hop's going to like my stuff, no, that's not true. Okay, we all right now could argue over rappers that we like and don't like, who we think are fire and trash, and we will have different opinions. It doesn't mean that one's fire and one's trash. It means as the consumer, we like different stuff. That's why you've got horrorcore, right? A whole subgenre. We've got this emo rap. We've got G-funk. We've got gangster stuff. We've got pop rap. We've got nerdcore. We've got country rap. We've got what's considered a lyrical rap, battle rap, underground rap, Latin trap, Christian hip hop. There's all kinds of different subgenres. So you got to figure out who is the singular person. I mean, where do they live? What is their age group? What do they look like? Do they look like you? And focus on that. Once you know that, it's so much easier to build a market. Whenever I used to write some books and different stuff, and when I do content about personal growth, spiritual growth, business growth, mentoring stuff that I put together, I always put a picture of my children right here on my laptop, because I talk to you, I talk to the people I'm making this for, in a way that a dad would talk to their child, because I want to give that type of information. I want to get off that energy. I want to get off that love. And I know exactly how to speak and how to talk to them, because I talk naturally, just like I would to my kids. I need you to get a hold of this, and that's the kind of passion that I want to come from. So you need to figure out who you're advertising to, who you're making music for, and who gravitates towards it, so that you can start designing your ad campaigns around that. That's going to help you get to that first 1,000 loyal hardcore fans. Understand? Talk about keyword research, how to find the very best words, terms, phrases to put into your tags to make sure that your music becomes more discoverable by your avatar, by your perfect customer, by your loyal fan base. Okay? Just like we talked about when we did the Instagram training. You can't just put world star, right? You can't just put some famous rapper's name. First of all, you're going to get drowned out. You're not going to be discovered. You're going to be lost in the millions and millions of tags that are doing that. Don't do that. I'm going to show you, just like I did over there, how to find the best phrases and tags to put in to make sure that your music becomes more discoverable by your potential great fan base. I'm going to show you right now the software that I use to do my keyword research. Let's jump over there and look at that. Okay, so if we jump over here, we're going to look at Tori Nix's video, Breezy. And I'm not picking on Tori. He's actually, I'm in one of the groups that consults with Tori and Hi America and their whole group. I consider them friends of mine, so they know I'm not picking on them. They wanted me to use this video because it's an educational opportunity for them. Could throw a freebie at them as well, right? So, and these are guys that, you know, I'm cool with. They come over the house and the whole nine. So please don't think I'm picking on them. In fact, go check out Tori Nix's Breezy video right here because it is pretty phenomenal. This guy is the real deal triple threat. I think he's going to be doing big things. That's why I'm excited to help him and be associated with them. But if you'll go ahead and look over here at the video, you can see whenever I pull up any video on YouTube, I've got these video analytics that automatically populate here on the side. And I can see a little bit about the channel and a little bit about what's going on. So one of the things right away is I can see if they've done the best practices, and then I can see what tags they've been using. So immediately, right, does that give you something? If you go to somebody's video who you think you sound like, you think their fan base would like you, you can see what tags they're using in theirs. And look here, what's that? A copy to, right? So you can copy the tags and go put them in your tags if they are tags that fit and if they're tags that are working. Obviously, I don't like what they've done here using, now this should be done, but there's space for like 500 tags. So they need to be able to utilize those a little more. Also, you can hit show ranking, which I've already done, which is why you're seeing these rankings here. It shows when you search for this term, where does this populate? So if you search for Tori Nix Breezy, it's going to be first. It should. I mean, he's probably the only Tori Nix Breezy up. Here, you notice there's no ranking for the baby. This is kind of, to me, like World Star Hip Hop, right? I use that as my ground zero example every time. It's too big. It's too broad. It gets lost in millions of search terms and tags and hashtags. Don't use these big ones like this if you want to become more discoverable. It's kind of wasted space to me. So we got to figure out something that's going to fit better than the baby. So let's ignore that. And while I'm here, I haven't commented, and you'll see the importance of commenting later. I'm here live using this video to teach about YouTube marketing. I wanted to use this video because it's fire and I believe in you and the whole team. Bruh. So I owed him a comment, hadn't given him a comment yet. So now that fun's out of the way. So this is real neat, right? We can go and we can see what tags other people are using, learn a lot about their channel. We can copy and steal them if we need to, if they've got some good tags that are working, or we want to compete with them, right? So right here, he's a Kansas rapper. He's not showing up in the top page really or ranking for Kansas rapper yet, but maybe he wants to compete against other rappers. So let's try to remember that. We're going to look at big terms like the baby and World Star and maybe Kansas rapper and see how we figure this out. So with TubeBuddy, what we would do is come up here. So I've got a little tab at the top of my page. It shows up and it gives me some options to go into some different tools and stuff. So I'm going to go right here to Keyword Explorer. Again, man, I could spend hours and hours and hours going through just TubeBuddy alone, but we won't do that. We're going to keep it plain and simple. I know you guys don't want to be turned into SEO geeks or anything like that. You just want to know, man, Scott, how do I market my music video? So if we come up here and we look at World Star, which is what everybody tries to put in their tags. Well, let's say World Star hip hop music, right? So, because that might be what you're tagging, or World Star or something like that. So it's going to bring up the overall score. Sometimes we'll be able to see that over here on the side of the video as well. I'll show that to you as well. Whenever you search on YouTube, you can do the same thing. But I like to come here and actually use the the Keyword Explorer tool. Now, look, it's poor. Why is it poor to use? Well, it's got great search volume. A lot of people are searching for World Star Hip Hop music. It's got a lot of strength to it, and you want to make sure you use unweighted. Weighted is your own channel. We just want to look in general. So make sure that you're not over here on weighted against your channel. You want to go unweighted. So at unweighted, and whenever you have questions, this will be explained to you by these little question marks. But unweighted, it's telling us that it's poor. Why? Mainly because of this competition. It's people are paying big money to compete for that. It's widely used. It's just really heavy. It's really weighted. So we don't want to use it, right? So we want to stay away from it. It tells us it's a poor option. So I like to come over here and start looking at some of the other tags that people are using. What if we add 2019 to it? Okay, so now we're going to explore that. This is just one thing you can do. And survey says, very good. Now, by doing a simple tweak like adding 2019 to it, people are wanting to find new, fresh music, right? And it's very good. So why is it good? Because there's a fair amount of search volume for it. There's pretty good competition. It's not too heavy because people aren't adding into 2019. So it's really going to work good. So that's a good one that you can use. Then we could even take it a little further. Let's see what August 2019 does, right? So we got to keep exploring with these ideas. Now what we'll find out is still good, right? Not too competitive, has enough search volume to make it worthwhile. So if you just drop something in August, people are looking for the newest, freshest music, it might be a good option for you. Now, search volume is a little lower than compared to a lot of the others, but there's no competition, right? We're not trying to go viral. We're not trying to find 1 million views. We're trying to find 1,000 fans that will buy into our music and love our music. That is your first goal. You shouldn't be going for anything else, in my opinion, other than that. So we can niche it down. We can segment it down really small and try to find people that way. We'll do some things. Right here's an ability to copy to the clipboard. So I can check mark these. Let's go back and get rid of August or 2019. So if I was explore this again, it's going to give me all of these, right? I can choose some. I want to do the research, but I can go through and check mark some of these that I want and then just copy them to the clipboard and move them over somewhere else and save them. So when I find good ones, I want to just check mark them, copy them to the clipboard and keep going. So we know that my brother Tori wanted to use the baby, right? So we're going to look at that. That's how the tag appeared in his video. So we're going to pull that up. Do we want it separated or do we want it together? But again, here it comes back. So see, what I'm telling you I already knew was true is true. It's poor. Why? Because it's got such a heavy competition. There it is. Poor, heavy competition. Too many people are doing it, right? So what if I want to do something, a little variation of it? The baby remix. So let's try that one. Okay, so we're getting results back now that this is fair. It's not great, but it's better than poor, right? We're moving in the right direction. So maybe he believes that fans of the baby would be fans of his and like his music. So this is something he wants to continue to explore, right? Now, he's done a remix of the song Suge, right? So let's look at that term. We can see it over here on the side, but I'll go ahead and type it in. So now if we explore the baby remix Suge, which he has a video up that is a remix of that, a cover of that. Now we've moved to very good. So he can put this in the tags definitely for Breezy, because anybody that's looking for this style of music, looking for somebody who's done remixes of Suge stuff, and he believes it would be a good fan base for him, then this is the type of stuff that him and his team should be putting in there. So they can continue to search through all of these. There's also you go into this results tab. You can see some of the videos that come up when you look for that. This trending's not been working for like 2 days. It says Google restricts the data and come back in 15 minutes. I've been coming back, but this is usually really good because it shows you what is associated with your terms that is blowing up on trending in Google. So it's a great thing to look at there. And so all of this has disappeared right now. It typically works. I don't know what's been going on the last couple of days. Again, not enough search volume. Of course, there's enough search volume for it. It's just shut down for some reason. Google's finding a way to combat it, it seems like. So there you have it. So there's some ideas of how you can dig down a little deeper into some tags you want to use, but maybe they're too big, right? So we had 2019 or August 2019. We had remix. We had actually a song that we've covered. Those type of things help us out. Now, he also had in here Kansas rapper. So let's see what the competition is. All right, so this is fair, right? Not too bad. Again, we want something that's going to be a little bit easier, a little bit gravy for us, right? So let's go add in the 2019 because this is the year and we're relevant. We're trying to get on for this year. So Kansas rapper 2019. All right, so it's good. So we're getting better. We're moving towards better. So what you want to do in a situation like this, if I find one that's maybe good or great, and we're moving in that direction, then let's see if, no, okay. So if I find one that's like this, now I'm going to add that in there. Now I might put Tory Nix, Suge, or Breezy official video, then Kansas rapper 2019, all in the title, right? Across there. Then, and we'll talk about this in a minute. And then I'm going to put right down in the description, very first thing, Tory Nix, Kansas rapper 2019, officially releasing this Breezy video. I'm going to make sure that keyword appears in several of the top places right away. Then, if I get enough action on the video, I start putting some money behind it, I start getting views, I start getting likes, I start getting comments, people start sharing it. Then when I do all that, it starts ranking for this keyword. And then when you hit that little button on the side over here to look at the rankings, then you'll be able to see it, right? So we can do the same thing over here. If I want to look at Kansas rappers, I type that in. So see over here, I get my keyword score that populates for me automatically. So do I want to use this keyword? I can see who my competition is. I can go look at their stuff, what keywords they're using and tags, if any. I decide if I want to add this one or is it too heavy. I can go over here and look at the stats, the video that has this attached to it, the most views it has, how many have been published in the last 7 days, etc. Videos I own, but maybe I want to go down now and kind of look at it with 2019. Okay, so I add 2019, comes back a little bit better, right? Now we're in the good territory. There's a little bit of volume to it, not too much competition. Overall, it's pretty good. And we're looking at unweighted, which we should be. Again, we can copy tags, we can find other useful tags, we can find related searches. You got to spend some time digging through this. What else could we use? Is there anything else we're seeing? Related searches. So here's something you can add, best. Let's see what that does. So we're still fair. It's not great. Anything recent here we can find. 3 years ago, I guess, 7 years ago. Wow, so, you know, nobody's pushing real hard for this or spending too much money on it, I would dare to say. Here's one from 5 months ago. Let's see what this guy's got going on for him. So right away, we can see not a lot of views, not a lot of comments. And here's part of the problem, man. I mean, there's no tags in it, right? There's no description, etc. So we won't pick on the guy. Call me up, man. I'll help you out. But, anyhow, you get the idea, right? So I know there's a guy in Kansas who who might be a colleague, might be a competitor, however you want to say it, but heavy straight out of Kansas. I know this video has gotten a little bit of love here recently. So this pops up. Now, we're not actually going to compete for heavy straight out of Kansas. We don't want to compete for that word. But what I do want to do is come over here and see what Homeboy's doing for his marketing. We're doing pretty good on the views. We're doing really good on the comments. So he's used a lot of tags here, and it looks like whoever made the video, it's their channel, right? Hit King Productions. I don't know if that's a video channel, music channel, but you can see Hit King, Heavy, Hit King TV, Hit King Videos. Most of this is about them because they understand this, right? But they're not pushing him as much as they're pushing them. So if we hit show search rankings, now if you type in these terms, my computer froze up and had to restart it. Yep, once again, whenever I'm recording, I get a lot of that. But we were off with heavy. Maybe it was a sign. Maybe we weren't learning anything there anyways. But I wanted to jump over and look at AMJ's Uno just real quick because this is a story of success that I believe could have been more success because they weren't using tags right or search right. If you haven't heard of AMJ, I mean, he's up next. He's going to be big. He's already got a couple songs that are doing really well. I mean, look at this. What are we at? Almost 19 million views. He's done really well. So, and the video's great. Can't knock it. The song's great. Can't knock it. But when I come over and look at this, as a marketer, as a businessman, this drives me crazy. So we look at the tags, whoever set this video up added in, and I did the rankings. Look, he's showing up number one for his own name. He should. He's showing up number one for a cost to live like this. That's his tagline. He should. Uno, that's the name of the song. It's pretty big. He absolutely, that's maybe impressive. Spanish rap, I think, was luck because he has the word Spanish in here and it's rap. But look at all the stuff that they went after, like just the word Los Angeles, West Coast, Zapato, Spanish, tacos, hip hop. So listen, you're putting, this is what I want to show you. You're putting hip hop in there, right? You're putting West Coast rap. You're putting trap music. You're putting your city name, LA rap, right? You're putting some of these things, tags in your video, and with 19 million views, he can't even rank for some of these words. For trap music, for new music, for hip hop, 19 million views. He's not even ranking. Can you understand now why? And the video's only been out a couple months. Can you understand why I'm telling you you can't use World Star, you can't use The Baby, you can't use trap music? You got to dig deeper and add 2019 best, some other terms. You got to go to the next level down if you plan on ranking and becoming discoverable. So I hope that makes sense to you. I mean, 19 million views, salute, that's great. Had he set these tags up better, did a better description in here, had his marketing team knew what they were doing, hey, Columbia, call me. I'll take care of your people. But had they known what they was doing, that 18 million probably be 50 million. I don't know. Because every time somebody searched for trap music LA 2019 or some other term we would have came up with that's great, he would have just got discovered that much more. So let me ask you this and comment below. Have you heard of him yet? If not, I mean, he's not everybody's style. He's doing great, but he might have been more discoverable. So I'm off of that kick, but I just saw that and I thought I would share it because I think it drives home the point that I was trying to make. Okay, so I hope that helps you on keyword research, at least to be able to go in and try to get some variations of what you're doing, dig a little bit deeper. If you want to use TubeBuddy, I have a pro version of TubeBuddy. There's the free version, there's the pro version, and I think there's one or two above that. For what I'm doing right now, the pro version is enough. I think it's about $9 a month that I'm paying. But here's the link. If you're going to use TubeBuddy other than the pro version, please sign up with this link, or even with the free version, sign up with this link, tubebuddy.com/channel0. The reason I ask you to do that, it's an affiliate link. I get a couple dollars for you signing up and using that service. No hidden agenda. I've always been upfront and honest with you guys. But like I told you in the beginning, I've put hours into making this video, right? I haven't been charging anyone on Instagram or on YouTube for all this information I'm giving away. I got to justify to my wife and my 3-year-old out there why I spend so much time in here helping you guys and giving to you guys. You're going to use the service either way. If you decide it's a good service, why not let your boy get a couple dollars? Doesn't cost you $1 or more. So I would appreciate it if you would show me love and use that link to sign up with. Let's move on. Now that you have your tags, right? So now that you know what your #1 tag is that you want to go after, you know who your audience is, you know what tag is competitive and you could rank for. If you got enough views, enough comments, enough likes, and enough interaction and put some money behind it, then what do? So we're going to say, for example, that the tag you came up with that you want to focus on. Now you're going to have, 50 tags, 25 tags, but the one you want to focus on is going to be the best emo rapper of 2019. Whatever it is for you, the best Kansas rapper of 2019. Doesn't matter. But you found the one tag you want to go for. So now when I create my title for my video, I want it to say Breezy Tory Nix official video, and then either in parentheses or dash best Kansas rapper 2019, best emo rapper 2019, whatever that one tag you really want to go after in that video is. Suge 2019 remix, whatever. You're going to add that at the end of your title. So when you create your title, put it in there. Now, when you write a description, you'll see that almost nobody did this in writing a description. First of all, don't do keyword stuffing. What is keyword stuffing? So I taught you how to do keyword research. Now you have 25 or 50 tags, keywords, hashtags that you want to go after. Don't just put mumble jumble all the words or all the hashtags or at the bottom of your post or in the post, just all the things you want to be discovered for. Don't do that. That's called keyword stuffing. YouTube actually penalizes you for that. The algorithm sees that and stops showing your video to as many people because they think you're trying to game the system. Don't game the system. Understand the system. Work with the system. It's a game. Play the game. To play the game, you got to know the rules. I'm telling you, the rules say no keyword stuffing. Don't copy and paste your tags in the description. But what you do is put your top keywords at the top of the description. So now you're going after Best Emo Rapper 2019. You got your video title and it says Best Emo Rapper 2019. Then just below it, you put something like, who is the Best Emo Rapper 2019? Question mark. Well, it's my artist name. This video, blah, blah, blah. Now, you can start taking some of those keywords. You're not going to be able to get 10, 15, 20, 25 or more in there, but as many as you can, start putting them in the description of the video, but it's got to sound like natural language. So who is the Best Emo Rapper 2019? Well, it's Kansas rapper Tory Nix. Anyhow. So you keep adding in your keywords, but a natural language flow. And you want your description to be at least 200 words or more, okay? Now, here's something that's really going to trip you up. If you really want to if you want to become more discoverable in the beginning, you have low numbers, don't put any links out. Don't put your Instagram. Don't put a link to Spotify. Now you can put now streaming on all platforms, now streaming on Spotify, follow me on Instagram. You can put your little Instagram name, but don't put an actual link out because Instagram rewards those who keep people on the platform. They punish people who take them off of the platform. So in other words, if I show up at your video and I start watching your video and I think, man, this guy is hot and I want to see what else he has going on, or I see his little Instagram thing, I want to follow him on Instagram. Now I click Instagram and I leave the YouTube platform. That tells the algorithm that when people visit this video, they leave YouTube. Don't show it anymore. Why? Because they're a business. They want to make money. They make money by keeping people on the platform. Don't put links out. That's a big mistake a lot of people make. You got to know when you can. But if you're trying to grow and you're young and you're launching a new video, don't do it. It's going to hurt you. Just telling you. Know the rules of the game. Then you turn around and name your video file the same as your title. So the actual file that you're uploading, okay, you got an MP4, some video file on your desktop you're going to upload to YouTube. It needs to have just what you call the video. Tory Nix, Breezy, Best Kansas Rapper 2019. That's what you name the file. I also recommend, if you create, and we'll talk about this in a minute, you should create a thumbnail for your video. Nobody's doing this in hip hop, and we'll talk about that in a minute. Name your thumbnail the exact same thing. When the bots crawl YouTube and they crawl your video and they start looking for what is this video about, and the algorithm's going to start ranking you according to terms, it takes into consideration the name of the video file. It takes into consideration the name of the thumbnail. So now that you have that perfect keyword phrase that you're going after, you know what to do with it. Put it in the description, put it in the title, put it at the top of the description, name your file that, and name your thumbnail that. So find that one and start using these things to go after. I mentioned that you should name your thumbnail the same as your video title and your actual file title, right? So creating a thumbnail is something I believe in. I don't think anybody in the music industry is really doing it. They're just using whatever naturally comes up, or they're choosing one of the stills from the video to help promote it. And it's worked fine, right, for most people. But if you look at anybody outside of the music industry who focuses solely on YouTube, growing a YouTube channel, the thumbnail is a big deal. The thumbnail tells the algorithm a lot about what's going to happen in this video. It makes it very attracts people. So I think if music artists, hip hop artists started using thumbnails, they might be able to do something a little better, a little different than what everybody's used to. So I say create a thumbnail, test it out. Don't just use a still from the video. Now you can. So take a really good still from the video, but then add some font to it. Say something about it. Put a little bit of text in there. Put some type of emoji. Put something that's going to draw people and make them want to click on it. Say something really challenging on there. You know, say something really controversial on there. Get some reason people want to click on it. Now, don't do clickbait. Don't trick them into clicking onto it. Don't do a spoof. Don't do any sex. Don't do any violence. Don't be on there with the guns and the drugs and the big booty, because it's only going to penalize you, right? Don't do that. The algorithm doesn't like that. It's what they call NSFW, not safe for work. You don't want to have a not safe for work cap, title, cover, thumbnail, whatever you want to call it. But I suggest do using thumbnails. Most of the people in the game aren't doing it. Here's the great thing about thumbnails too. Some of the softwares that you will use to create thumbnails, you can, and even without them in other ways, running ads, you can split test your thumbnails. So try just a still from the video like everybody does. Then try a thumbnail that you created. Then try another thumbnail and run all three of them at the same time to launch the video and see which one responds best. Then drop the other two and put all your money behind the third one. So split testing is a big thing in marketing. So split test your thumbnails. Now I'm going to show you something real quick about no clickbait, no spoof, no sex, no violence, and using a thumbnail. Let's jump over and look at one of the softwares I use. Okay, so this is one of the softwares that I use in order to analyze thumbnails and create thumbnails with it. So I wanted to give you an example. If we jump over another tab, I went ahead and pulled up, search for Blueface Tatiana video, because it shows him and he's got the girl there and he's holding her hiney, her booty. And I wanted to show you something about that, because remember I said nothing sexual, violence, spoof, and all those things. So if we jump back over to the software that I use, and we put the link to that video actually in there, and then we hit enter, we're going to get a result for this. There's the image. We're going to analyze it. Now, if you look over here, 80% safe, unlikely to be marked as adult content. It's not real bad, right? But they're looking for medical, they're looking for spoof, they're looking for violence. So YouTube actually has an AI, artificial intelligence, that crawls the videos and looks at the images and the lyrics and the content and the verbiage, all that stuff, and kind of decides if it's safe for work, if it should be marked as explicit, is it they're not going to show this cover because it shows a butt when people are scrolling through their YouTube feed and different stuff. So they're showing right here, look, our recommendations about an 84%. It's not real bad, and it's not real bad, right? But your image is not well optimized. Make sure you remove any racy elements from your image. So it came up a little bit racy right here, right? So if you're holding a gun in your video, if you got a big twerk butt in your video or whatever, it's not going to get shown as much. You got to understand the rules to the game. So there's software out here like this that allows people to go and see what the AI would pick up on it. So that's really powerful, right? If I ran Tori's video through here at the same time, let's just do it. Let's just keep it real and let's just do it. Because number one, I just want to mention his name again and help him out, but I just want to show you there would be a difference in the results. So we click on the official video for him. I'm going to go up and copy the link to his video. I'm going to jump back over to the analyzer, do a new image analysis today, paste that in there, analyze the image. So here's his opening image. It's just a still from the video, which is fine. Now, very unlike 100% safe. It's not going to be adult. 100% safe. It's not going to be medical. It's not a spoof. You're not tricking somebody. They're wondering, is it violent? I mean, he's got these red eyes. It's a little scary. They're not sure it's racy, but 90%, their recommendation, 90% good. Unlikely to be hung up on anything. So it's going to do better than Tatiana. As far as now, obviously Blueface and the marketing and the budget and WorldStar and all that had pushed. So the video still did well. I'm talking about you trying to get on. You don't have the budget. You don't have WorldStar promoting you. You don't have YouTube and the labels behind you. There's not that budget, right? You need to know every trick in the book that's not going to slow you down. It's not going to have the algorithm or the AI looking at your video saying, I can't show this at work. I can't show this to 16-year-olds or 14-year-olds. I can't show this at etc. So you need to be aware of all these things. It's very important. This software actually also has some features in it where you can create thumbnails from it. If you don't know how to make thumbnails, you're not very good at making thumbnails, etc. So let's take a look at that real quick. Okay, so this software actually has some thumbnail creators in here. It gives you templates. You can actually select a video. It will review the video and then make a suggested template to it. There's different levels of this software. You can pay and get more templates. But if you're not good at making templates, you got all these cool templates. You can just go through and you can change out the picture of who that is and the font, right? You can change that picture out in the font, whatever it says. You just got options here. It's really nice. They're really good. So here's, music. Put your picture here, change whatever. You put one of your still shots here, change that, take that emoji out. I mean, there's so many things you could do with this. Put your concert scene there, put whatever it is. Tons and tons and tons. You get the idea. They're already done for you. You can just kind of change it up and make it however you want. I will link to this below the video, what software I actually use that does the AI analysis and creates thumbnails. It also will be an affiliate link, but it will be a discounted link. I'll get you a discount on it. Once again, it's 10 o'clock. I am 2 hours into recording this video. That's not counting script writing, preparations I did for it, and it's not going to count the editing that I do for it. So I've got hours and hours into this. So please, if you can support me in any way by doing the TubeBuddy account, or I'm going to ask you at the end to share this video or share a story about this video, tag me in it, that type of stuff. Or even if you use this one that I'm going to get you an account on, I greatly appreciate it. I haven't charged you anything up front. It doesn't cost you any more. It's stuff I get on the back end. So I hope you understand that, and I hope you're cool with that. So anyhow, I will post that in the description below with all the links. You also, guys, can go to use Canva, C-A-N-V-A, to create thumbnails. even Instagram posts and stuff. It's a free software to use, really easy to use. What you see is what you get. Drag and drop, upload your own photos. They got great templates just like this. You also can go to Fiverr, Fiverr.com, and for about $6, because there's a dollar transaction fee, you got people that will make covers for your Spotify albums. You got people to make covers for your thumbnails for your YouTube. You've got people that will anything you need graphic wise for about $5 or $6. That's a whole nother class on how to use those and make sure that you look at the reviews and the work that they've done in it so you don't get scammed. But there's a lot of options out there. If you got questions for it, just hit me up and I'll point you in the right direction, even if it's something that doesn't benefit me, all right? Because it always benefits me in the long run because I'm a firm believer in karma, right? All right, so next, I would suggest that you use the premiere feature. So you're allowed to choose to premiere a video. So you get to actually schedule the day and the time that you want the video to premiere, to drop. So the premiere will start showing up if you haven't seen it, and people can click to register to follow the premiere, to be notified when the premiere's about to happen, when it's going to happen. And I suggest that you do that for a couple reasons. It's a great feature, but keep in mind, there's 300 hours of video uploaded to YouTube every minute. 300 hours every minute. The competition, my friends, is heavy. People get your video done and you get excited and you want to release it and you want to get it up right away and you're telling everybody about it, and then you drop it and you send your 9 friends over to watch it. But the algorithm, the AI, the bots have had no time to crawl it. You're not getting as good a reaction as you should. The algorithm needs time. I know that's hard for this younger generation to understand. If you're 13 to 24, you probably struggle with that. But the computer actually needs some time. The algorithm needs some time.
Don't care, because this is what people are like now. They got their phone and they're like, it won't. Give it a second. It's going to space. Can you give it a second to get back from space? Is the speed of light too slow for you?
So give it a little time. I say a minimum 3 to 5 days in advance. Get your video back, get it finished, have it ready, upload it, put in all your tags, write your title, write the description, do everything I talked about earlier you should. Then set it to launch 5 days later. Then start going out and pushing and promoting the launch, the premiere. It's launching on this date, 5 days from now. Go over and click the link to make sure that you're notified. You can be there in a live chat during the launch. There's all kinds of cool features with it. But the biggest thing, the reason I suggest it, is the bots now have 3 to 5 days or more to crawl your information, to listen to the lyrics, to look at your tags, to compare it to other stuff. And it's going to figure out exactly who you're trying to hit before even people start responding to it. So be patient and take that 3 to 5 days or more and set up a premiere. It's a great feature that not enough people are using. Then, like I said, send your people there to follow it. Okay, so a question I get a lot is, should I or should I not buy some views? That is the question, right? So I'm kind of torn on this, and I'm not pro or anti either way 100%. So let me give you the pros and the cons of both ways of approaching this, right? So the con would be, what happens is now you buy views, they come from the same source. You buy 1,000 views, you buy 5,000 views, 10,000 views. I wouldn't buy really big packages, right? But let's say you buy 1,000 views or 5,000 views, 500 views, whatever it is. More than likely, at some point, the algorithm after 300 views is going to pick up that they all came from the same source, or they all came from a known IP or a known bot, and later you're going to lose them. So I can show you where people have gone up, and you can look on Social Blade, and then you see where then views were taken away from them. So you watching a video one day and it has 27,000 views, and you come back a next day or a day later, a week later, when the algorithm has corrected itself, and that 27,000 views is now 7,000 views, 13,000 views or something. You see the dip. That's one of the things. You're going to pay for them and then lose them later, more than likely, if you don't use a good service especially. So you also run the risk of being deleted or banned or demonetized. They could delete your video if you're sending too much bot traffic there, buying views. They could ban your whole channel. If this is the way you're getting out there, getting known, making your money, that's not a good look, right? It's a big risk. If you're starting out, you're putting up your first video, you want to buy some, it's not so much a risk, right? You'll just open a new YouTube channel. You don't have a lot of followers anyways. You can get demonetized. I get a check every month from YouTube, from Channel Zero Marketing. And I don't want to lose that monetization. I like that check coming in from AdSense. So if they find out you're buying views, you could risk losing your monetization status. So if you're making money from it like me, it's really not worth it. The thing that's biggest for me also is you're not getting any good data, right? All this stuff that we're doing, we're running these ads and we're doing Facebook and Instagram and YouTube. Then we're going back and looking at the analytics, and we're realizing our strongest fan base is female, 13 to 17 in Austin, Texas. That's the type of stuff you're buying when you spend money on real ads. You get real data. So no one listens to the song or it doesn't do as well as you thought, but that's okay. You're buying data. You're figuring out what's working and what's not working. There's no losses when you're spending good money on advertising, online, digital marketing. But when you have bots coming, all of a sudden you've got 7,000 views, 3,000 views, 1,000 views, 10,000 views, but you've done nothing to contribute to building your true fan base. You know nothing about who likes your music, who really cares about your music, who's really hitting the likes, who's really commenting. And, you know, you risk a little bit of embarrassment or shame if people can look and see that your likes or your comments don't add up with your views. You've got 10,000 views, but you only got 2 comments. They know you probably bought it. If your comments are bought and they sound like they're in foreign languages or they have nothing to do with the music video, they know they're bought. So there's some walk of shame stuff that goes along with that, right? So why would anybody buy views, or why would I argue that somebody needs to buy views? The other side to the coin. It is social proof for a new artist. So here's the truth, right? Mama said, don't judge a book by its cover, but we do. We absolutely do. First impressions, we do. And when we're scrolling by music videos and we see one that has 7 views, 19 views, 98 views, 398 views, a lot of times we're like, and we keep moving, right? It's not popular. It doesn't have any social proof. And our family goes and looks at it and are like, why does he keep doing this? He's only got 17 views, right? It gets embarrassing. So it does provide us some social proof. Now, if I'm scrolling through something, I see 10,000 views or 100,000 views, and I'm like, wait a minute, who is this got 10,000 views, 100,000 views? I don't know who they are. It's a little more likely I'm going to stop to check them out. People just don't give you a chance if they don't see that social proof. It's a sad truth of what goes on online, but it really is. So that's one of the pros to buying some views. There are non-bot ways to do it. I'm not going to go into that in this course, but there are some different ways you can do it to drive traffic from websites and still just pay, $7 for 400 views or 1,000 views, things like that. I can teach that in another course, or if we want to go deeper at some other time. Here's something to keep in mind too. Until you get to 300 views, and the reason I bring this up is I still go to people's channels who've got a video from January of this year, and it's got 79 views, 88 views, whatever, right? And I feel bad for them, but here's the fact of the matter. YouTube don't look at your views, where they came from, until it at least reaches 300. Then they're going to analyze the views. Bro, you should watch your own video 300 times, 290 times, 200 to get you up to 300. Once they break 300, they may take your views back because they all came from the same IP. But I would at least, if I had no views on my video, I would at least watch my own video 100 times, 200 times, 300 times over the course of this year. I would have my girlfriend watch it or turn it on every night before she goes to bed and just have it on mute if she don't like my music. But there's no reason for anybody to sit below 200, 300 views because you can watch your own and each one's going to count. You can have a couple people just watch it a few times, and each of them are going to count. Once you break 300, there's a chance they may go away and you may drop back. But rather than sitting with 19 views or 79 views or 119 views, man, run your own numbers up. Add a little bit of social proof to what you're doing. Didn't know if you knew that was an option, but go ahead and try that as well. Okay, now that your video is live, we've set it up with the right title, tags, description. We premiered it. We did everything we were supposed to. Share it on multiple platforms, you and your whole team. Hit those share buttons to the side. When YouTube sees that something's getting shared a lot, the algorithm helps with that. So ask everybody you know to comment. Ask everybody you know to like. Ask all your fans to do that. Ask them to just share it, to hit the Facebook share button, to hit the Twitter share button, everywhere they can. The more links coming back to that video helps the algorithm understand that it's important and it should be shared and should be recommended on the recommended page. Upload to separate platforms. Don't just upload it to YouTube and then put that link in the Facebook page. You can do that. We want the links coming back, right? But I recommend also uploading that actual video file to your Facebook page, not just embedding from YouTube. Do both. I just got our first check from one of my artists for Facebook plays for one of the songs. I honestly, we published that one through CD Baby, and they're real good about going out and collecting all of your royalties. I didn't even realize there was royalties with Facebook videos, music videos. Upload it on Facebook, get your money, right? Embed it on blogs and websites wherever you can. There is a concept that you need to look into. I've got a whole other course on it. Again, this could be 20 hours if I spent the time on it. But there's something called if this, then that. It's an automation process. You can pay people to set it up for you, like myself or somebody else. And basically, if you do something on one platform, it automatically goes out to all the other platforms. So if you upload something to Instagram, then bam, 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 it goes to all these different platforms. It allows you to spread your reach out across the internet without having to go to each platform. It's really an automated process, but it's really powerful. So you might look into some of that, and that gets a little bit more techy and deep. So we won't talk about that right now. When you drop that video, make sure that you pin a comment and then ask for feedback, ask a question or ask for feedback. Not open-ended, something very specific. What was your favorite lyric from the video? Something like that. Something about a competition. Something that somebody feels really compelled to respond to if they watch your video. Then don't just heart and like every comment. Comment on every comment. The more action on this video from you or others is going to make a big difference. So, I still go to people's videos and I see that someone has commented and they just hit the heart button or they didn't respond at all. Don't do that. Put a comment on there. Make sure that you respond to it. Comment on your haters, people who say something bad about you. The other day I got into it with somebody on Instagram about some marketing, right? If it was a good thing or a bad thing. And I kept doing these very specific questions. Well, what do you think about this? And I would challenge them on the topic, and then they would respond, and they'd get all upset. I did the same thing the other day on my YouTube channel. Somebody accused me of something, and I said something to it, and I kept making it in a way that I prodded them a little bit to make them a little bit angry, but I didn't look like I was being a jerk to the other people who were reading this conversation, and I made them good, authentic questions, but I prodded them a little bit. I wanted to piss them off, right? You know why? Because they got to come back and respond to that. Listen, every time they respond to that, it's another comment on your channel. It tells the algorithm, whether good or bad, whether a car wreck or a good video, people are interacting with this. It's creating emotions for people. It's keeping them on whatever platform. So instigate your haters. 6ix9ine, 50, they are masters at this, right? That's how 6ix9ine blew up so fast, man. The guy was the king of internet trolls. The Instagram ain't been the same since he's been locked up. Love him or hate him, it's the truth, man. The guy mastered that skill. So bait your haters. Keep them on the platform. Keep them talking. Ask them, well, who you think's better than me, or blah, whatever it is. Keep them on there. Get them upset. Get them riled up. Get them sharing it. Get them talking about it. Get their friends to chime in against you. You're not losing. You're winning that battle. Them stupid people are just adding to the algorithm. They're adding to your value. Keep them on the platform. Put some money behind it. Listen, organic's dead. Organic's dead on Facebook. It's dead on YouTube. It's dead on Instagram. You got to have a budget. $1, $3, $5 a day for a week, for 2 weeks, for a month, forever is better than nothing. You've seen my videos. Give up a Happy Meal. Give up a Starbucks coffee. Give up a sack of weed. Whatever your thing is, you really need another pair of tennis shoes. Whatever it is, sacrifice somewhere and put a couple dollars a day behind your videos. Organic's dead. It's the only way. Listen, 40,000 songs a day being uploaded to YouTube, 300 hours is that what it was? 300 hours, whatever it was on YouTube we talked about earlier, uploaded per hour, per minute, 300 hours per minute on YouTube, whatever it is. Anyhow, I can't remember, having a fog right now. Whatever. So with all that stuff being uploaded online, competition's heavy, right? I don't think so. I still think it's easy. You know why? Because none of these people are putting money behind it. It's just new people trying new things. That's why you can still go to people's Spotify page and YouTube pages, and they've got songs that ain't got 1,000 spins on it, and they've been there since 2017, 2018. The same thing on their video views. Or they don't understand. Organic's gone. It's over. It's dead. And they're not willing to put money behind it. So put a few dollars behind it. The difference, you'll hear me to say this, it's my favorite quote. Difference between average and great is willing to do what average won't. Average won't put no money behind their marketing or behind their videos or behind their Instagram or behind their Facebook or whatever platform you're on. Great will. Be great. Go the extra mile. Put some money behind it. Offline. Find ways to promote it offline. I just talked to somebody that's going down to the A3C Festival, South by Southwest, some things coming up. I said, dude, listen to me. Get $100, put it in your pocket in singles, not for the strip club, right? When you're down there marketing, just get a t-shirt that says, I'll pay you $1 to listen to my song. Stop people and say, do you have Spotify? Do you have YouTube? Do you have YouTube? I'll pay you $1 cash right now if you'll just watch my video on YouTube and give me an honest reaction. Then they watch it and they say, man, I like your stuff. You like it? Will you do me a favor? Would you actually, have them do it on their phone, would you actually comment or hit the thumbs up button for me right now, and there's your $1. Most people won't even take your $1. But if they did, big deal. You got to interact with a fan. They got to know you a little bit more personally. You can make that connection, that vibe, if you're an extrovert at all. They got to see your video if it's really good and they really did like it, and then they really commented on it. All of that for $1, right? I would do that all day and all night. Go out, get the feedback. If you get 20 people in a row, they're like, no, man, that's weak, or I didn't like the video, or it looked cheap, or the production was horrible. Great. For $1 a piece, I'm getting all this feedback that my game's not up to par. I'm not upset. I'm thick-skinned, man. I can take the criticism. Now I got some feedback. I can go back to the lab and work on fixing what my issues are. For $1 a person feedback all day long, I'm going to do that. Next time somebody, 2 Chainz or Logic or somebody comes to town and they sell out the arena or the local show place for you, go stand outside with the t-shirt on that says, watch my video, I'll pay you $1. And don't get mugged with that $100 in your pocket. But man, pay $1 a piece. Just get that feedback and interact with people. You'd be surprised how impressed they would be that you're out there doing that. And just tell them, I'm trying to build a career, man. I really need the feedback from the fans. So do some offline stuff as well. I hope those ideas are a little bit helpful for you. At least the last 2 things I'll give you, and we'll wind down with this, is if you jump into your video editor manager on YouTube, and in the editor, you want to go over here to end screen, click on end screen. This is one of my videos. You're going to want to add something at the end that links people back to the next video or makes them subscribe to you both. So you can use a template right here, and then you can use something like just one of these right there. So I click that, I select it. Then it's going to give me 2 options over here to the right. The circle is going to be a subscribe. I'm going to leave that as is. Then the second one, which is right here. So as the video is winding down at a minute 6 of a minute 26 of this video, you guys have seen this. It's appeared in tons of videos you've watched. Then you get an option to subscribe to the channel or go to another video. You want to promote another one of your videos or a subscription to your channel or both, right? So you're going to set this up, then choose a video to go in right here. What I usually do is since YouTube knows so much about us, I choose best for viewer, and then I save it. Then it's going to take all the data it knows about this person watching your video, and it's going to it's going to suggest another video of yours that they might like best. You can put your own in there or let them decide. I've had the best response when I let YouTube decide for me. They obviously know better than us. So make sure that you set this up. Remember what I told you earlier about not putting links in the description? YouTube rewards videos that keep people on the platform. If you set this up and they don't see anything over here and there's no link below your video taking them away, you're competing now. Over here, there's going to be suggested videos. You want to have a suggested video here, or they're just going to look over here and choose something. Give them an option here as well. The last, very last thing I would suggest is have everybody on your team come over here and to bit.ly, bit.ly.com, and create short links, bit links. All right, so what you want to do over here at bit.ly is I took the long link from Tori's video directly from YouTube. I paste it in, I create a short link, and then it creates this short link for me, which is trackable by data, okay? I can even customize it. So I want it to say bit.ly Tori Breezy. Now I create that. That's my new link that I'll put in my YouTube profile. Now everybody on your team can do that. So you can only create one link in your account. But if Tori creates this and puts it in his YouTube video, and then Jack takes this and makes Tori Breezy 1, and then Izzy takes it and makes Tori Breezy 2, and then his girlfriend takes it and makes it Tori Breezy 3, they all can put it in there. It's all driving traffic to the same place, but it's measurable. They can figure out, you know, that the funny thing is that Tori's been doing all this pushing, Jack's been doing all this pushing, Izzy's been doing all this pushing, but it was his girlfriend's account that got them 100 spins, 200 spins, 500 spins they weren't expecting. It gives you some data that you can look at, because then you can jump back in and try to look at somebody's page. Let's see if we can pull one up here real quick. You can see where the clicks are coming from, how many you've been getting per day. It gives you a bunch of information like that. If you hire a branding person or an influencer, somebody to post your video and you're paying them, create a bit link for them, bit.ly link for them, give it to them, have them use that link. That way you can track how much they're actually providing, how much value. So I hope all of that helps you guys out a whole lot. This has been really fun. I'm really excited. I had such a great response off the Instagram training that I couldn't wait to do this. I really hope that a lot of you guys take action here. Let me be really direct with you, though. Let me be real honest with you. And I don't care, man. I love doing this. I went through the stats. I'm a data guy, man. Statistics, right? I went through it from the Instagram training. And out of the people that came and watched it, 44% finished the entire video. I know there was stuff in that video. Listen, I've been doing this since 1998. I have my MBA in it. And I know it wasn't that complicated. It was simple stuff, and some of it was repetitive. But I know there was a lot in there that they didn't know. And they couldn't finish one 12-minute, 13-minute video. 44% of them did it. I want that to inspire you, right? The competition's thin. I don't care there's 300 hours every minute being uploaded. I don't care there's 40,000 songs being uploaded to Spotify. Nobody's putting money behind it. Nobody's willing to put in the time to even learn to be a business person, an entrepreneur, and how to market their own stuff. Listen, the competition's thin. The difference between average and great's willing to do what average won't. If you're at this point in this video, you're probably going to be great because you're willing to do what the average person won't. 44% of the video was finished. Come on, guys. You got to do better than that. If you don't like my stuff, that's fine. Go find somebody else. Maybe they didn't like my personality. Maybe they didn't find it helpful. I don't know. But I have a hard time believing. I think it comes back to just laziness. Listen, I've been on platforms and I've had teaching platforms and different stuff where I can see the data. And I've charged for courses. You would be surprised at how many people give me money to come in and do a course and never even finish it, never even watch the entire videos that they paid for. I understand this is free. If you ain't feeling it, cool. But even if I hated it, if I buy a book, I'm finishing. Sometimes there's really dry, boring books. I force myself to finish it, man. I gave them my money. So I don't know. Maybe it's just different personalities. I don't get that. But anyhow, I appreciate all of you coming out to this training. Again, it's going to fall off in 48 hours. So make sure you watch it, take notes, record it, whatever you need to do. But it's going bye-bye. It's going to self-destruct, just like the other trainings, right? The way you could pay me back, is if you use TubeBuddy or any other link, let me know so you can use my link so I can get a little compensation off of it. Please, if you like this, do me a favor and share it in a story. And I can't promise you this, but you know what I did last time? The people who did share it, I called like half a dozen of them and talked to them on the phone. It was the funnest thing I've done in a long time, and I learned a lot from you guys. And man, I got goosebumps. I had a blast. I hope you had as much fun talking to me as I had talking to you, and I hope you learned from me because I learned from you. So leave a comment. Let me know if this was helpful. Let me know what you would like me to do a video on next, and please go out and share it. Again, I keep saying this, but I've been in here now 3 hours just recording. That's not preparation. That's not editing. My wife and 3-year-old, it's Saturday night, 10:54 on the other side of that door. And she's got to understand why I'm doing this, why I'm so passionate about it. So any type of support you can give me is greatly appreciated so that I can keep doing this and keep my family happy and not mad at me, right? So I appreciate you guys. God bless. I hope this helps. I wish you all the best. Get at me if you need something. Thanks, guys.